I'm officially opening our June 23rd Buckland Select Board meeting. It's 5 o'clock. We have a busy agenda, and our first appointments, we have a full house here with Cheryl Laurie Streeter and Detective Tucker Jenkins and other people. We're going to talk about the Behavioral Health Response Program.
So, thank you for having us.
Would you go up to there, please?
Yes,
Yeah.
Miss.
Oh, Nicole would be great.
Okay.
She did such a great job last time.
She really does.
So Nicole, you could introduce yourself to the people watching from home. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nicole Burton. I work over at the Franklin County Sheriff's Office. My official position is Chief of Staff, and I'm a licensed health worker.
Okay.
I'm Lori Streeter, the Sheriff of Buckland County, and we're here to present the program that we discussed with Detective Jenkins and Chief Bardia. Nicole is our resident expert in this, so I'm going to let her read the presentation, and then obviously we'll take any questions. Is there another format on how this goes, or we just?
No, I think that's good.
Yeah, so I'll let Nicole start.
Okay. Chief Bardwell and Detective Jenkins approached us some time ago now with a recognition of a gap in services that they had encountered when their officers were responding to calls in the community. They would often encounter mental health concerns, substance use concerns, behavioral health concerns, that didn't always rise to the occasion of an acute crisis that would require a crisis evaluation and crisis intervention in the form of, say, Section 12. Those cases, they often felt like they weren't equipped or have ready services available to then respond and follow up and make sure those individuals in the home had what they needed for ongoing support or ongoing care. If it wasn't a crisis, then there wasn't necessarily a ready community support available to step in and provide care. So they approached us and said, noticing this gap, is a way that you might be able to fill in and respond and meet some of this need in the community. And that's when the sheriff said brainstorming, because we do have a full behavioral health service program that serves both residents behind the wall with us and community members already. We have licensed mental health clinicians, licensed independent social workers, and trained case managers that are trained to evaluate and respond to needs, and then create service plans and care plans, whether those are wellness recovery action plans, substance plans, referrals to ongoing care, or just kind of engagement and monitoring of situations involving some sort of behavioral health need in the community. So we figured we could take those services that we already are providing and extend them to some of the hill towns that may be in need of this, to support the officers in response after they've gone out to a call. So this isn't a call response program. It's not a crisis program. Those services already exist. We're not trying to duplicate any services. We're really trying to augment and expand the services that are already provided to make sure that that critical gap between when law enforcement's responding and when an individual then might be able to access community-based ongoing care is really met. That's when we're looking to provide those somewhat time-limited services to make sure that we're filling that gap. So we would take the staff that we currently have, so this wouldn't be a program that would be costing residents anything of your communities. We would be basically providing that staff to go out, respond, post law enforcement interaction. We'd be taking information through a critical incident management system, SIMS, that law enforcement already is utilizing to identify some of these behavioral concerns. We'd log in, we'd see what the need was, we'd talk to the responding officers, see what they were seeing in the home, and then within, say, 24 to 72 hours, we would go out, our team of a case manager and clinician would work with the individual in the home, see what they had for needs, see what they had going on a completely voluntary basis. This is not something that would in any way be forced upon a resident. It would just be a service offered. To say, is there something that you would find valuable in having ongoing clinical care or ongoing case management care? Again, that could be any number of behavioral health concerns. It could also be seniors in a home that may need some type of senior elder care. We discussed hoarding incidents. That was something that I felt like the Board of Health had some concerns that might be met in this manner. So we could really provide services in a pretty broad range, and then provide that referral, that linkage to ongoing care if that was something that was indicated. We would then follow up with the officers to just let them know that we made contact. This would all be HIPAA compliant. Privacy is of the utmost concerns. We certainly wouldn't want anyone to be concerned that their personal lives, their information, or their needs were somehow being broadcasted to unnecessary people. So this would really be bare minimum reporting back to the officers saying that, yes, we were able to make contact and that the needs were being addressed and being supported in some way by, again, licensed mental health providers. That's kind of, I think, the elevator pitch of it. I'm happy to answer.
Very well done.
More specific questions about it.
Yeah, how do the, all right, I heard that and I thought that was very nice, but I'm just thinking, how do these people's names get to you? You know what I'm saying? If someone's
Yes.
having a problem in their house and,
That would be really from the responding officer.
oh, okay.
So they would identify, and again, it might be a specific concern that's really readily available, something that, right, the nature of the call coming in to say 911, it was obvious that there was a mental health concern here.
Okay.
Or it might be something that often officers see concerns and then don't necessarily have somewhere to turn with them. It might just be kind of an inkling that something is happening.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
So they would be.
I kind of figured that, but I just wanted to
Yes.
hear it,
Yep.
so.
And they would put that into SIMS, this kind of electronic health record style software that again is privacy compliant with all the general laws around privacy concerns and HIPAA. And then we'd be able to access that.
So is this something you guys would continue doing follow-up with these people, or would you maybe try to forward it on to like CSO or?
Probably a little of both, depending upon kind of the nature of it. It might be something that there might be a specialized service, like a specific elder response program, that would be the most inclined to provide that ongoing care for, say, years to come. Or it might be something that could be time limited that we would just simply address and take care of.
It's important that we're not looking to take over CSO, we're not looking
Yeah,
to,
oh, sure.
to compete with them at all. I think I don't know how much you know about the sheriff's office, but we're doing a tremendous amount of stuff in the community with our triad and our process and the animal shelter, the animal control. And we're actually helping with patrols in Greenfield, Irving, and Montague. Again, we're not looking to take over regional police, but we're more and more in the community as community needs arise. And so we're getting calls across the board for a whole bunch of different services, and we're trying to meet, those services to the best of our ability. We don't have like $1 gazillion to do these things, but we have talented staff who are already doing this work. And, I just think as a sheriff, this is part of our responsibility, and, whatever we can do to support the small towns is something we're looking to do. For any new initiatives going in that direction, and again, we get a lot of calls between, I think we have like 7 or 8 towns now who are, looking for services, and, it's in our best interest and your best interest to, have us aboard. And so, again, we're looking to do whatever we can in that regard. So, it's just important that we're not looking, as I said, to take over CSO or to, put them out of the picture.
Mhm.
This is something that's a little bit different, as Nicole explained.
So this is a response to what the communities want.
This is a response actually for this particular, is a response to Detective Jenkins and Chief Bardwell. That's where the conversation began.
Mhm.
Since then, we've had 2 other, or possibly 3 other departments who are looking to do this as well. We haven't had discussions with them as of yet, but Conway and possibly Coleraine, again, nothing's definitive, but there's been some discussion about us becoming involved with them as well. Again, nothing confirmed.
Mhm. Any questions?
No, it's a good idea. I think it's nice, and there's certainly a need,
Yeah.
Mhm.
certainly a need.
There is, and so with our triad program, the seniors, what they're doing right now is a lot of just medical equipment.
Yeah.
And, we're also looking at the ideas for seniors, up in the hill towns that, there's some emergency situations that, we wellness checks and those kinds of things that we're hoping to grow our services to do those kinds of things as well, because that's not what Triad's doing right now, but we know
Yeah.
that there's a need. And that's, we get a lot of requests for that as well, so, I think this is actually a start of something really good. It could expand to different things based on community needs, so.
Mhm. I think isolation is a big issue for a lot of elders.
And with our triad program, we have 9 part-time deputies, but, again, the medical equipment piece is really just, it's taken off, and so we're, I think, what was it, $6 million worth, or, I'm sorry,
I think just under $1 million.
$100 million.
Really, yeah.
Medical equipment loans, and a lot, I mean, medical beds and stuff like that, so physically, it's physical labor that the deputies have to go into the houses and obviously put the equipment together and stuff, but there's definitely services that are needed for the elders in the hill towns, and that's, again, something that's, we're exploring a little bit, and maybe expanding, our triad to do that, so, again, that's where we stand.
I'm sure that it's an issue too for children and teenagers.
Yeah, we haven't really gone in that direction,
Okay.
but I know that you and I talked a little bit about that, detective, and, yeah, I mean, again, there's a combination of services is remarkable, you know. It was a long time, the sheriff's offices, people, as you probably know, people didn't want them in towns, you know, they didn't want us to do a patrol, they didn't want us to do those kind of things, and that's really evolved into a, you know, that isn't such a big deal anymore, there's not as many territory kinds of, arguments, so, you know, we have a staff of 200 staff, and obviously we have a jail and run, and house correction to run, but at the same time, we have a lot of skilled, talented staff who are willing to do, you know, try to do other things, such as this project, so, and there's a need, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think it's
definitely.
great to see you guys really stepping up to the plate, when I know there's a lot of other counties that, they're just kind of staying that closed-minded, but you guys are seeing a need, you're stepping in and helping out wherever you guys possibly can. I think that's fantastic.
I agree. Our town will really benefit from it. Thank you.
I actually grew up in Buckland.
Oh, okay.
I think all the small towns, I mean, I taught in Coleraine for
Yeah.
almost 20 years and 20 some odd years here, and I've seen needs with the kids and the people, and a lot of isolation was one, and a lot of other difficult problems, yeah. But I used to have my buddy Joe a chance to take care of him, huh?
He's a huge loss for us,
Yeah, good guy.
yeah, I really think that.
So when does it start?
Well, we sort of need to get all these logistics worked out, but, you know, actually, we're meeting tomorrow with our budget director to start having that conversation, so.
Good, we'll give you till Thursday, Tuck.
You got it.
Okay.
It's great to have you back, and, you know, maybe in 6 months, just to say how it's going.
Yeah.
You know.
Please,
We'd love to come back.
Good.
wonderful.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Let's see you, Tuck.
Thank you very much.
That's what I was fearful of. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, good to see you. Take care.
Well, we have time for our next appointment unless we want to do the appointment ahead of time since Kate is here. All right, for those at home, this is my first day.
You're missing one.
Oh, you're
so-
missing one.
so
This
we
is
can-
my first day as chair, so I am going to stumble a bit, but I have Clint here to one. Okay, well, then we can go do, is there enough time to do the annual appointments and discussion?
Sure.
Okay.
It's like quarter past, so.
Okay, all right. So, as per what happens every year, we make select board appointments to boards and committees for FY 2027. And we'll say, we'll vote at the end, unless there's someone has some concern before that. But I'll read off the name of the board and who the people who are on it and their term. So Agricultural Commission is a 3-year term, and it's Colin Scott and Melissa Griffin. Conservation Commission, a 3-year term, Kim Ursulov and Stephen Howland. Is Kim new?
Kim has been on.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Council on Aging, a 3-year term, that's Lisa Kana, is that the correct way to pronounce her name? Okay. Emergency Management Director, a 1-year term, Herb Guyette. Emergency Response Coordinator, 1-year term, Herb Guyette. He doesn't have enough to do, so. Energy Committee, 1-year term, 5 seats, all with the same renewal dates. So we have Michael Novak, Penny Novak, Margaret Olin, Javi Shackman, and Brian Summer. Franklin County Regional Housing for the Elderly, a 1-year term. We have to decide which member wishes to serve this role. Currently, I'm doing it. I can still do it unless someone is dying to do it.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, all right. So that'll be Joan Livingston. Franklin County Sheriff's Office Animal Control Advisory Committee. Okay, which member wants to serve in this role? Currently, it's Clint.
I'm fine with staying on there.
Okay, Clint. And Pam Guyette is the alternate. Franklin County Solid Waste Management District, 3-year term, and that is Andrea Donlin, and an alternate is Martha Taft Ferguson. FERCog Counselor, 1-year term. I am currently the counselor, I can still do it, unless anyone, either of you are dying to do it.
You do need an alternate.
An
so-
alternate, oh, okay, who wants to be the alternate? Actually, I think Heather used to be the alternate,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Well, Heather's gone.
Heather's gone, I guess she can't do it. All right,
I'll nominate Pam.
all right, we're Pam, okay.
Lucky me.
Pam, I don't
I
miss the
won't feel
meetings,
left
so
out.
don't worry about
I
it.
know, it's good, it's all good, I don't mind.
Okay, FERCog Cooperative Public Health Service Oversight Board, Board of Health Representative, that's a mouthful. 1-year term, Carmela Lanza Wheel and Roma Estevez. Okay. All right, we have a vacancy here on this one. FERCog Franklin County Cooperative Inspections Program Advisory Board Representative.
So we can put that kind of at the end, because I'll go over all of the vacancies we have.
Okay, it's a vacancy? All right,
Yeah.
that'll be at the end, okay. FERCog Franklin Regional Planning Board Representative, 1-year term is Matthew Gignick. Hazardous Waste Coordinator, indefinite appointment, Pam Guyette. Highway Foreman, indefinite appointment, Anthony Gutierrez. Historical Commission, 3-year term, Polly Anderson and Mary Dearborn. McKnight Scholarship Fund, 1-year term. We need a board member to be on that. Larry, you're currently on it?
I guess I still am,
Okay. And Carol Leach.
yes.
Nillman Scholarship Fund, 1-year term, that's Marion Scott. Open Space and Recreation Plan Committee, 1-year term, Janet Sinclair, Chris Skelly, Phoebe Walker. That's it, right? Okay, okay. That's a 1-year term. Planning Board, 3-year term, Adriana Isazagieri and Matthew Gignac. Police Services Advisory Committee, 2-year term. Clint, you're on it. Do you want to do it again?
I can stay on there.
Okay, great, thanks. Public Safety Committee, 1-year term. Pamela Guyette, Anthony Gutierrez, Jake Lowell, Greg Bardwell, Herb Guyette, Anthony Jewell, and Janet Sinclair. And then Recreation Committee, 3-year term, Daniel Florio, and Cynthia Schwartz. It's great that we have so many people willing to serve our town. Review Bike Park Committee, 1-year term, Ben Barnett, Marie Bartlett, Jeremy Coleman, Bruce Lessels, Taylor Schulder. Sewer Hookup Inspector, an indefinite term, and that's Jim Schramble? Okay. Surveyors of Wood, Bark, and Lumber, 3-year term, Dennis Clark. Technology Committee Ad Hoc, 1-year term, Joan Livingston, Pam Guyette, Alicia Graves, Scott McMillan, and Abigail Strauss. I guess I'm still on that one, so. Veterans Service Representative, 1-year term, that's currently you, Larry?
Keep it there,
Okay.
please.
West County Senior Services District Board of Managers, Lisa Kana, a 3-year term, Regina Currington, at-large, 2-year term. That's it. And Woodlands Partnership Representative, 3-year term, that's Chris Skelly. Zoning Board of Appeals, 5-year term, Justin Lively, alternate. Shelburne Falls Task Force, 1-year
Actually, Kate is here, and she can jump in, because I had not changed this, when I did this, I hadn't heard back from Kate, but there's a little clarification that has to happen, that it's no longer the Shelburne Falls Task Force.
So we're actually two entities beyond that point now. So the task force became the Shelburne Falls Steering Committee, and they formed April of 2025, and just last month, they've now become still a community group under a collective model, and they're now the Shelburne Falls Alliance.
And
So-
still asks that we have a member of the select board
Oh, that's right, yeah,
be
that's,
part of it.
I
And
can- I can-
currently it's you.
all right,
but-
okay, okay. So instead of task force, it should be called Alliance?
Yeah, it should be Shelburne Falls Alliance. And we
Okay.
are overseeing and managing the Shelburne Falls Cultural District.
Okay, all right, I'll do it, okay. And the Gypsy Moth Superintendent, 3-year term, Roger Purrington. Okay,
Make a motion to accept all appointments.
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Continuing with this theme, we do still have a little bit of time. One thing that has a sort of a holdover from prior, about 6 months ago, the Energy Committee, one member had asked about an increase from 5 seats because there was another person interested in joining. At that point, the town clerk and I sort of talked, because I think we all talked as a group, about surveying the other committees just to see if anyone else had concerns with their size of their group. If we were gonna look at one, we felt that we should look at all of them. Of the 6 committees that don't have either statutory or something determined by bylaw, there's only 6 committees that don't have either of those that tells us how many seats they should have. We heard back from 3. Even the Energy Committee, in their response, had said that they were fine with 5. They wouldn't be opposed to increasing it, but really they didn't see that it was necessarily a need right now. This was one of the members had responded, because I think the person interested in joining the Energy Committee has not attended the meeting since that request was made. But the person who had requested it is asking for a decision as to whether you want to increase the membership from 5 seats to, we had talked about it maybe being an odd number, to say 7 seats. But, you know, at this point is wanting an answer to that.
I'd like the chair to come in and talk with us.
They don't have a chair
They don't have a
evidently
chair?
that stays
It's
the
just an
same.
advisory committee.
It
Just
seems like
advisory?
they change from meeting to meeting.
Hmm.
I did speak to one of the members, and she had indicated that, again, she sort of didn't feel strongly one way or the other, and that they have not had any interest from that person since the first inquiry. So,
And all of these, so when any of these committees have a meeting, they're all obviously open to the public as well anyways.
correct.
And it's not like it's a voting board,
Mhm.
so they're all just an advisory committee. So, I mean, if somebody was just at their meeting and, you know, they can certainly just have a discussion with
Mhm.
that board. And I don't see where it's an issue personally, where
You
I
have
think
to
we need to
form-
have more.
Right, I agree. I agree. 5 is plenty to get everything done, get what you want to get done.
In fact, we heard from our rec committee saying that they have 7 and they almost think that's too many.
Mm.
So there is that too, because not everyone attends, and then sometimes to have a quorum and so forth and so on, so.
That's right, if you have a larger, you have to have the quorum would be larger. I feel that it should just stay the way it is. 5 members.
I think you should make a motion.
Oh, okay. Is it gonna make it formalized? Okay. I make a motion that the Energy Committee remain, continue to have 5 members.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 And then, as I mentioned when we first started, I was going to share what vacancies we currently have on boards and committees, in case anyone watching this evening
We're sitting in the room.
would like to become any of these people.
Okay.
George, this is right up your alley. Fence viewer or field driver?
I see you looking over the fence all the time, Joe.
So the Franklin County Regional Transit Authority, it typically is the chair of the select board that is the member. Just throwing that out there. We haven't had a representative for the last 6 months or so. It was Peter Otten who had agreed to do it because he was very
Which committee
interested.
is this?
It's the Franklin County Regional Transit Authority, and he moved.
Okay.
So, we can talk more about
Okay,
that.
sure.
And then Open Space and Rec Plan Committee, there are 4 vacancies on that. And the FERCog, Franklin County Cooperative Inspection Program Advisory Board Rep, has been held for a long time by Jim Bonham, and he has said he'd like to step down and give someone else a chance, but did recommend that it be someone in the building trade.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I agree.
So, if we know anyone who's in the building trade who would like to become that rep, we would be happy to speak to them.
Right, make a recommendation that, to put something in the Two-Town News, say that we're looking for this, and also maybe just send like a little notice to the reporter from the recorder to put, they could do a brief on that.
Yeah, we can do that, and we'll see how many of the people we send the letter to, if anyone comes back that did not respond to my initial email, we'll wait a little bit to see if there's any other openings, and then we'll do that,
Okay.
for sure.
Sounds good. 4 minutes to,
What did you say at the end of all of the reappointments? I didn't have it on mine, a Gypsy Moth, something or other.
oh,
Gypsy
well,
Moth.
Gypsy Moth is
Oh, yeah, that's
Roger
Roger
Purrington.
But
Purrington.
what is the title?
Gypsy
Moth
Moth
Superintendent.
He's in charge of all the
Oh, the
gypsy
Gypsy
moths, yeah.
Moth.
We could have, yeah, no, I'm not gonna make any jokes.
Okay.
Okay, do you wanna, we have 3 minutes.
You have everybody you're waiting on?
Yeah, we should-
Everybody's here? Okay, well, then why don't we move on to the next? Hey, I'm new at this, so bear with me, okay?
Doing fine.
We're doing our 5:30 PM appointment with, Kate Chadwick, and, can we talk about the Porch Fest, or? Okay. And perhaps other things. Yeah, you need to come up there so people can hear you at home.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Kate Chadwick. I'm here on behalf of the Shelburne Falls Alliance and West County Arts and Culture. The West County Arts and Culture for the 3rd year is Porch Fest fiscal sponsor. So I can answer any logistical questions on that end. This is Paul Bennett, who's been the main organizer of Porch Fest for the past 6 years. And his daughter are the ones that founded it and brought it here to our village. And you guys know Crystal Simpson from Bridge Street Bazaar. She has been helping Paul out right from the beginning. So, yeah, do you want us to give you an overview of
Sure.
what to expect? You know, talk about all three things?
Sure. It's all over Shelburne Falls, but on the Buckland side, it's gonna be mostly along the river, from Eagles Club to the mill. There's also at the Trolley Museum and potentially at Franklin Street, in one location, I think Franklin Street, but that's not sure. But yeah, the mill will be it's pretty isolated there, and then the floodwater will be indoors and the Eagles Club will be indoors, so, you know, there won't be like a ton of sound on this side, and there's also gonna be one at Mallet Park, near the river, like an acoustic.
When we first started the Porch Festival in 2020, I came to the Buckland Town Hall and talked to the town manager at that time. I was told that Buckland doesn't actually require a permit or license for music, of, you know, a one-day kind of event like this. So I wanted to check if that's still true and if we need to appear before the select board every year. For the town of Shelburne, we do go before the Board of Selectmen every year, but basically they waive the permit fee, so we don't have to like get a license or anything like that.
We've talked about that, the fact that we don't have a specific entertainment license.
Mhm.
That's something we don't as of yet.
Yeah, I mean, you're not taking up sidewalks or,
Right.
you know, anything like that. So,
There will be
What?
one actor for the
No, but that's commerce, so anyway, so that's, again, that's still nothing that, you know, you're not taking up the streets or, you know, looking to close roads or anything like that, so it's, you know, you're free to move about the town.
And just some fun facts, over 70 bands and performances throughout the village within 7 hours. And then West County Arts and Culture as a fiscal sponsor, we will have our event and liability rider, so Porch Fest will be covered. And we do have a sponsorship program, and I've already raised $1,600 just in the past few days, just to make Porch Fest, Shelburne Falls Porch Fest a sustainable event this year and hopefully for years to come.
Excellent.
How will that money be used? I'm curious.
So we use it for marketing. We're also working with Franklin County Chamber of Commerce, and just like they do for Movement Magic, for Porch Fest they're going to do a digital ad campaign. So that means through different social media channels, working with a social media marketing professional consulting firm. They put together a reel, and then they get that out beyond the 50-mile radius of Shelburne Falls. And then they work with Shelburne Falls Alliance and West County Arts and Culture, and we work with them to do the marketing within the 50 miles, like within our own community. So that's how we get the word out. We use it. Yeah,
Another important thing, sorry,
no, go ahead.
just the porta potties.
I was gonna ask about that.
So the bathrooms,
I wanted to request, is it possible for the town to support us by opening the town hall bathroom?
I
would
don't
almost
know.
say no. Only because it's pretty sensitive, and if we don't have some oversight for the supplies and so forth. We do have a porta potty in the back parking lot, though.
It's our top question every day.
Mm-hmm.
Where can we use the bathroom? And we really refuse to send my customers to a porta potty. We know that it's a porta potty, especially without like proper hand washing facilities.
No,
So
but
We
we
are,
have a similar situation. We let people use our bathroom, but it was a mess, and we have a sense of building as well. So.
we are planning to get,
we do.
The porta potty isn't. I just don't want to send people to that.
We will have at least, it's looking like 2 to 3 additional porta potties, based on the money, the funds that are coming in through sponsorships. We'll definitely have the funds for that. And then there's a Google map that Paul creates, that has all the locations for every single performance. And on that also has the bathrooms and the village information center, and that shows also handicap accessibility too. And on top of that, we have the schedule, last year's schedule too, as a reference.
do we have to print out options?
Print and online.
Can I ask one question?
Sure. go ahead.
I'm assuming, because similar to Moonlight Magic, when you sent out that social media, the parking became, like, it was crazy. Everyone descended, which is a good thing and a bad thing all at the same time. I know, Kate, you and I talked about it. I'm assuming PD is aware that this is happening, so they have extra patrols and know that
I don't know about patrols, but we've just kind of gotten feedback every year, and so far.
and EMS too, so they're
Right.
aware that they may have
We do
some.
need to just do some more conversations and make sure everybody's on the same page.
Yep.
But in previous years, we've been told like, it's good to go, like nothing of concern. We do make sure that it's not quite as big as Moonlight Magic yet. So parking hasn't been, as big an issue in Porch Fest.
Right, I mean, they are moving around, it's not just a.
Right, yeah, some do park for the day and walk it, because it's definitely like a pedestrian-friendly event, like Moonlight Magic. Yeah, but we haven't received the numbers yet for Porch Fest as we do Moonlight Magic, but it's definitely something we're always keeping an eye out. This past Moonlight Magic was.
You could move it to the Buckland Shelburne School and use the bench shell and just people bring along chairs and.
That is one of the.
Really,
locations.
seriously, it's a good idea.
So
Not
will-
because it's my idea, you already thought of it, so I must have been reading his mind.
Will there be signs so people know where to park? Whether,
We do have some, that's a good question. We do have some Moonlight Magic signs, that are just very generic signs that we can, they're lawn signs that we can put out. There are 13 of them.
I mean, if you're reaching out by 50 miles, people aren't gonna know where to park here, so.
Yeah,
They come in the
yeah.
village and be confused. So we see that all the time. So Yeah, that's a really good idea. I hadn't thought about that yet. I have not gone into my last, those last moments, like mode, event planning mode. We have followed the trolley this weekend, and then I kind of switch over into, larger event,
Yeah.
Forge Fest mode. But yes, we do have lawn signs that say parking on them and have the arrows. And they
Good.
each have a different location throughout the village that we place them. So
Good.
those will definitely go out.
Excellent.
Any questions? Questions?
No, I think it's great. Let's see if I can get around.
No, I've enjoyed the other ones that
Yeah,
have
yeah.
happened, so.
And then going forward for next year, what would you like us to do in terms of, do we apply for a permit? Is it kind of like open-ended, acceptance?
Unless we create an entertainment license sort of a thing, I think this is great. I think keeping the lines of
Communication,
communication
yeah.
open is really important.
And the original email I sent out to Pam does have the contact information. So if Pam starts, or anybody here at Town Hall starts getting questions, getting those phone calls, you have our email and our phone numbers. Any questions, concerns, like reach out, really reference that original email that just spelled it all out.
Mhm.
And the same with Follow the Trolley, because that's this weekend.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very small events.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And the visitor center will be open to give people information, so.
absolutely.
Great,
They're
sounds,
very much aware of all of it.
sounds like a well-planned event,
Yeah.
so.
Children Falls Alliance is on the second floor, that's our office. So
Okay.
we're building up that relationship again with the Village Information Center.
Good.
Anything for these small towns is nice. It's wonderful. So thank you for doing this.
Thank you. It'll be a great day.
And no, I can't sing that day. I'm coming down with laryngitis, so.
There is space,
Yeah.
there is space for comedians.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be good at that, Larry.
Yeah.
Joan, before you get back to the agenda, we don't have it listed as an appointment because I wasn't 100% sure if the library folks would be able to join us. But remember our last meeting,
Yes.
you voted to sign a letter of hire for the new Buckland Public Librarian, who I'm assuming you're Samantha.
Okay,
I don't know,
Samantha.
do I Sam or
Sam,
Sam?
yeah.
And
Okay.
Bodine or Bodine? Bodine. And
You
so
can call me the wrong name.
so she is here with Ho Taft, Ferguson, and George Dole, just to sort of, because she promised to come and introduce herself to
Oh, that's nice.
everybody. So she's here, so.
Do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself? Come on up to the microphone, yes.
In the hot seat.
Absolutely. Well, hello, I'm Sam. I have been a librarian for 15 years now, maybe, my whole career essentially. And I worked for about a decade in a town of a similar size, very similar position to this. So I'm really excited to get back to that work. I took some time and worked as a reference librarian at a college, which was a very different experience. But I love rural town libraries. It's my favorite thing to do because we get to work with all ages and really get to know communities, and I'm happy to be here.
Good.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you here.
Thank you. Any other questions or?
So I know you're getting, getting to know the area, know the library, but do you have any like programs or anything you want to bring to
Back to the
Buckland?
library?
To bring to the library, yeah.
Yeah, many. I mean, I don't think the library has a story time right now, so like that's a great place to start. But we've talked about it with the trustees, bringing a little bit more, group enrichment, community programming to the library space.
Mhm.
And that's my favorite thing to do, is to kind of gather, because you get to, it's nice to bring people together in a building and just see relationships form and develop and stuff like that. I think that's my favorite part about working with public libraries, is you get to do a bunch of that fun stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Well, welcome.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming in.
Absolutely.
I'll
it's
see you at
nice
the
to-
library.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you. Yeah.
Yes. Great, thank you
very
guys.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. Just saw your, 225th and only 3 more years, right, for 250?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Gosh.
Okay. Now we're going to move on to our special town meeting that's gonna happen July 21st. And we have the warrant in front of us. Oh, does Clint have to do this?
So Clint, since he's still officially the chair until the fiscal year begins, this will be his final.
You were just looking upon that off, aren't you?
This is a dress rehearsal for me, okay?
So yeah, so Clint will be the person signing as chair. I mean, all three of you will sign it once you review it and you approve it. The first thing will be just closing the warrant, because you opened it at the last meeting, so you do have to close it at this point, so no one else can add articles beyond tonight. So that would be your first thing.
I'll make a motion to close the special town meeting warrant.
I'll second. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All in favor?
Aye.
A double second.
Yeah, double second. To the second to the
So it looks like we have 4 articles for the special town meeting. Article 1 is the Mohawk Trail Regional School District Assessment. And that's gonna be raising and appropriating the sum of money for Mohawk Trail Regional School District operating assessment for fiscal year 27 as a line item appropriation. Make a motion to accept Article 1.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Article 2 is the Franklin County Tech School operating assessment for the town to raise and appropriate or otherwise provide a sum of money for the Franklin County Tech School operating assessment for fiscal year 27. I'll make a motion to accept Article 2.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Article 3 is the Shelburne Falls wastewater treatment facility budget. And this one I'm gonna let Pam give a little more.
Yes, I'll give you a little
in-depth.
more info. So obviously the first 2 articles we have to vote because the town had voted not to approve them at the first annual town meeting. And the district, the majority of the district did vote to support the Mohawk and Tech School operating assessments. So therefore we are obligated to pay our share. So that's the first 2 articles. This third article, so we basically came up with an entirely new budget spreadsheet this year, and it looked lovely, and everything that was in the booklet was accurate. However, the sum that totaled one of the columns missed $30,000. So it's there on the books, but we have to officially put that $30,000 in. Alicia caught it when she was doing everything to flip over to the next fiscal year. She was taking everything that was voted at town meeting to put into the budget and came up $30,000 off. And then when she realized it's because the formula for the total was missing one of the cells, if you will. So it was listed there in the book. It's just the total didn't carry the 30,000. So that's what this Article 3 is. So basically, we're just going to have to vote that 30,000.
That exists.
It exists, it just was not totaled in the cell properly,
Okay.
Okay.
so. And we have fixed it for next year, and have another backup to make sure we never have that happen again.
Back up to the backup.
Back up to the backup, yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve Article 3.
Second that.
Article 4 to authorize for a pilot tax agreement. To see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to enter into 1 or more payments in lieu of taxes, which is a pilot agreement pursuant to General Law 5930HC. Sub H.
H-B, Section B.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I split the
or
difference.
Yeah.
38H subsection B.
There you go. Got
Or
it.
any other enabling authority with 1 or more generation companies or wholesale generation companies whose generation facilities are sited within the town in order for such companies to comply with their property tax liability obligations. Said companies to be exempt from property taxes in whole or in part as provided in any such agreements during the terms thereof, and further to take any actions and execute any other documents or ancillary agreements necessary or convenient to accomplish the foregoing and to implement and administer the pilot agreements all of which agreements and documents shall be on such terms and conditions and for such consideration as the select board deems in the best interest of the town. You wanna break that down to
Did you
layman?
wanna defer to me
Yeah,
again?
yeah, I'll let you put it in a layman's
Yeah.
terms.
All right, well, I'll put on my
second
former,
that, so.
okay, I'll put on my former assessor's,
Okay.
assessing hat. So every 5 years, we have to revalue our property. It's a certification year for the town this year with DOR. In the past, we have basically done this sort of a thing with our hydro companies, but this time around, because it used to be a 3-year and now it's a 5-year, we're really trying to nail down, we may even be looking to do more than 5, we don't know, but we need permission from the town to be able to enter into a pilot agreement.
Okay,
We may not decide to do a pilot agreement, but we need to have the permission in place to start negotiating and making that decision for this 5-year recertification. Currently, we are in the process of doing appraisals for both hydro plants here in Buckland. When we get those numbers back, that's when we will probably look to sit down with Great River Hydro and figure out if we're gonna be locking in for something a little longer this time. There's definitely pros and cons to that, and that's something we'll have to discuss as we move forward, but this is just basically having the town give their approval for the board to be able to do this.
so this is basically any nonprofit could,
No, this is a
No.
little different. I
This
know
is
what you're
different.
saying. So there are pilots, so if
Yeah.
there's an exempt property in town, we can request or ask them to make a payment in lieu of taxes because
Okay.
they're not obligated to pay taxes.
right,
The hydro companies are obligated to pay taxes, but we're
Ah.
talking about removing them from our typical way of assessing taxes and asking them to come to the table and look at a 5-year, some communities do a 10-year even agreement, so that it stays kind of a stable valuation for that whole time, so we're not arguing back and forth every year about values, or we're basically just trying to come to the table and figure out something that's mutually beneficial and fair. And that unfortunately, but this is just one of the pieces of doing that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's a lot of words, very complicated sounding, but it really is just for a permission for the select board to be the negotiators in this. And your board of assessors will also be part of that. You know,
Okay.
we'll definitely share with you
Mhm.
the appraisal information and that's be how it works. And then it won't happen for another probably couple months.
okay.
All right. Well, I think we got through our
You have to
special
vote,
town
you
meeting.
gotta vote on Article 4 though, I think.
We did, oh, yes, so
Seconded
she
it.
seconded it, all in favor.
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Back to you, Joan.
All right, we received a letter,
You didn't really make a motion on this one, did you?
I did.
Yeah.
oh, it was
I
a
did,
long one.
I made the motion and then I actually read the
Oh,
whole
you made
article.
it, and then-
Yep.
You probably fell asleep while I was reading
Okay,
it.
and
There was a lot of big words in there.
Yeah, there was, that's for sure. Okay,
I think Joan seconded it.
Yes.
yes, I did, yes, I did. Okay, we have a letter of resignation from Mike McCusker. I'm gonna read it to you, it's not very long, but over the past few years, I have found it important for me to back off many of my community volunteer commitments, such as directorship of the Bridge of Flowers race, the Mount Greylock Bicycle Hill Climb, and the Berkshire Highlands Pentathlon. Recently, I resigned from the Buckland Historical Society presidency upon completing the multi-year 1780 Wilder Homestead Barn Museum restoration. Paul and I plan to continue on as trustees as long as it makes sense. So, for personal reasons, it is clear to me that I must resign from both the Buckland Historic Commission and the Riverview Park Committee, effective as of this writing. It has been a great honor to have served the town of Buckland on these committees all these years, and I will miss them and the wonderful committee members who jointly serve, for sure. And thank you, Mike, for all your service. Do we have to formally accept this? Okay, I make a motion to accept Michael McCusker's letter of resignation from the Buckland Historic Commission and the Riverview Park Committee.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yay, finally done.
Don't we have one of those?
Okay.
Hey, got it in your-
All right, what's this one? Town hall, we have a town hall use request from the Cooperative Public Health Oversight Board for, what is this about?
So, from time to time, you get an application, for the use of the town hall, and
Town
it's
hall
not a
use?
permit,
Oh.
it's a application for use of town hall. Nowhere on there does it say permit.
Is there a fee to
But
it?
it's challenging where I place this on the agenda for anyone who's curious what this back and forth has been.
Okay,
It's, so the FERCog, currently, the Cooperative Public Health Oversight Board is part of FERCog. Randy Crozier, they've actually reserved the use of the pavilion up at the rec, but this is sort of their rain date plan.
Oh, okay.
So we have let them use it before, and we have waived the fee before, but that's up to, for you folks to decide. They do remove all their trash and have always left it in perfect condition.
Okay.
So, and they're looking to use it, June 25th. It says fourth Thursdays of the summer months, but they had only asked me about June 25th. So
okay,
I think they may have reused this form.
okay. Any questions?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, here, I make motion to accept a request by the Cooperative Public Health Oversight Board to use the town hall on June 25th from 4:30 to 7:30 PM.
Second that.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Do you want to waive the fee?
Oh, we'll waive, yes, and waive the fee. Thank you, Pam. Okay. Waive the fee,
I'll second that.
Okay.
Waiving the fee, yes.
okay. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay. All right. What is this? Notice regarding school debt authorization for Franklin County Technical School Building Project. What's this?
So in your folder, there is a letter that we received, last week, I wanna say, from the Franklin County School District Committee. This is basically telling us that they have voted to authorize borrowing for their school building project that's coming up. They have authorized a total appropriation of $236,572,983. And it's basically also, as required by law, letting us know that there is a district-wide election that is required because there must be a vote taken to approve any borrowing, to authorize borrowing, and that is being held Tuesday, October 6th, 2026. I believe every town that is in the tech district has to have their election on the same day at the same time, which it looks like voting hours will be from 12 noon to 8 p.m. This is basically the notice they have provided to us. I know that our finance committee still has a lot of questions
Mhm.
about, affordability
I
and
agree.
what this
Yeah.
may look like for Buckland. And they had a meeting Monday, with the architect and a few others at Tech, along with their business manager, and they basically wanted to know what is Plan B if towns don't vote to approve it, and really they don't have, they know that if they can't, if the vote doesn't happen, they're gonna still need to make repairs to bring the building up to code in different areas, but they haven't focused on the cost for doing that, because they chose to go with the new school model.
Right.
So our finance committee, is still sort of asking some questions. I think they want to sort of talk to other towns just to see
Mhm.
what towns are thinking and planning, because it is going to be a pretty significant cost for our town. So this is something that, I think there's gonna be more discussion to be had.
Well, one thing that's unusual about this election, it's not like, like when we did this, each town's vote counts separately. They take all the votes from the whole town.
That's why it's important small towns get involved if they don't want it, because a town like Greenfield or South Deerfield, it overwhelms us, all of us.
I think the other concern they had, our finance committee had, was that they talk about the maximum reimbursement
Yes.
rate of 66.27%, but in actuality, that's the maximum, and it could be more like a 44%, I think is what they had said, reimbursement. So I think that's where they're feeling a little bit like we need more numbers. We need to better understand what the impact is. I think our finance committee, just knowing them, I think they really would like to start strategizing and figuring out if there is a plan B, what does that look like? Because we do start thinking about budgets sooner than you think.
Mhm.
And trying to just get a handle on what that may look like.
Well, it seemed from the meeting that we had here that they seemed to, green light on the new building.
The building, they have a lot of
And let
confidence.
the other option go, and,
As a group, as a school committee, they made that choice, I think, in weighing.
They're
the
putting their,
costs.
I see what they're doing, is they're putting their focus into this. And if this gets voted down, then they're gonna start their Plan B process. So it's not, they're not gonna have A and B,
Yeah.
putting the time into B if A's gonna go.
You don't get a choice, that's
Right.
what they want to start off with, just a vote, yeah.
So
Yeah.
they, for whatever reason, when they all sat down and looked at the costs and kind of, had to make a choice at one point
Yeah.
to move forward with the,
If this gets
Full building
voted down, I
authority.
think you're gonna see it's gonna be another year or two, because they're gonna have to go back to the drawing board and start, start that other plan, for their Plan B. So I don't think you're gonna see something coming from them, in November, December, January, to try to get it in for next budget year. If this gets voted down, you're looking a year or two probably down the road.
but this is just a notification, we're not voting on this.
so this is, they had to let us know basically what the appropriation was and let us know that the borrowing authorization must be approved and have announced the date, because now, like, the town clerks all have to start their process for preparing for another election, which is in October, so.
Right, and my understanding is they're covering the cost of that.
Well, the district will be, so I mean,
Yes.
basically.
We
we'll all-
are- we are
We'll be
allowing.
paying for the cost as well, I mean, it will
Right.
come
It
back
would be
to
nice, though,
us.
if we could have somebody that could break this down for us, and maybe put that in the two-town news.
Right.
So I'm sure there's gonna be definitely more information to come, and I do, like I said, our finance committee has been very tuned into this, just trying to figure out, what this means for us, after having such a tough budget season that we just came out of, just trying to wrap their heads around what we're looking at for next year.
Right, concerns me that carries a maximum reimbursement rate of that, it's not like it's set in stone,
Right.
and that's,
It concerns me that that's how they're selling it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
all right. Shall we move on to minutes and warrants? I make a motion to accept the minutes of the June 9th Buckland Select Board meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thanks, Mary. Make motion to accept the warrants for, all right, how do you say this? W 26 to 20?
Happened to be W 26-26.
That's, is it always that way?
Yeah, so so when it
That's
says
a
just
vendor
the
warrant.
W, that's your vendor warrant, and the WP is your payroll warrant.
Oh, okay.
And they're numbered 26 for the fiscal year, and then the next number is what
Oh.
warrant in the year it is.
Okay, so what's the correct way to say that?
Motion.
Vendor and payroll warrants. So I'll make a motion to accept both vendor and payroll warrant 26-26.
Okay. Second it.
You guys are a
All
good
in
team.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have any permits and licenses? No, not yet.
We did, but we already did it.
Yeah.
That's not the permit.
Okay.
Waive it. the fee, the permit fee.
All right, items not reasonably anticipated by the chair 48 hours in advance of the meeting.
You didn't even know you were gonna be the chair.
Yeah, I didn't know I was gonna be the chair.
There was no 48 hours.
Okay. Select board member concerns, any?
No.
Town administrators report.
Okay. So just a couple like on the horizon things that I wanted to make you aware of. I participated in my first West County EMS discussion, a couple weeks ago, and these have been ongoing for a while, but I was not included in the email list, so I just started getting included. So I have been getting debriefed by the EMS director in Shelburne Falls. But basically, our region is experiencing, I think as all of you know, shortages in first responders, ambulance service that is becoming very expensive, the lack of paramedic. I mean, we have Coleraine Ambulance is our paramedic service for this West County area. And so this group is basically trying to put their heads together to figure out a sustainable model going forward. And they're, each meeting, it seems like they're trying to nail down exactly what they're thinking. They're thinking that towns may need to start paying an assessment. We're in a sort of unique position because the town of Buckland has 2 fire districts already. We have Shelburne Falls Fire District and Buckland Fire District. As you probably all know, Shelburne Falls Fire District does have an ambulance with basic service. So you're already sort of being assessed for that ambulance when you pay your fire district taxes. So the town has never, the fire department and ambulance are not under our town. We've always had this other model. So I had mentioned at the last meeting sort of how can we figure out a way to, rather than assess the town of Buckland and the town of Shelburne, to shift it more to the districts, because those are already in place. I mean, we already have that model of government in place. So the next meeting is, I believe, next month, so I'm just sort of letting you all know this is out there, and at some point we may have some sort of a presentation or be asked something differently about it, but just sort of letting you know that's been happening. Additionally, on the horizon, I received an email from Spectrum Cable. I guess they have received funding to wire the town of Hawley for cable. And the way the poles have to go, they're gonna come through a section of Buckland. So there's, I think, 16 households that would be eligible for Spectrum Cable, who are currently receiving Comcast. But they will probably be putting in an application for a cable license, which means we're gonna have to figure that piece out when it comes time this year. Select board is the.
Didn't we talk about that at our last meeting?
No, I didn't.
So that hasn't happened yet, but I'm just kind of giving you a heads up that it may be coming. The last thing that I had, I mean, we're obviously closing out the fiscal year, so our next meeting I'll probably have some more year-end transfers and so forth. But speaking of closing out the fiscal year, on June 29th, we're probably gonna have the building pressure washed. And there was discussion, it's a Monday, there was discussion about whether we should be closed that day, because when they pressure wash, they're using chemical, like a cleaner. And last time I was working here and my shirt got ruined because I walked into the building. So I think it's a good idea not to let people walk in and out of the building when there's dripping coming off.
Was that a wine?
She didn't like my idea. I told her to wear white that day.
I think it's a good idea, seriously.
So I just
yeah.
wanted to sort of ask,
Yeah.
if you were all okay with that. I mean, Mondays are always sort of a kind of a quieter day because I'm the only one here with the exception of Alicia, and she leaves at noon. So we've sort of always even talked about whether Mondays we should have a reduced schedule anyway, because it's maybe not the best idea to just have one person in the building.
Yes.
I think it's best to keep it closed, and people are not going, while they're cleaning it.
Right, they're gonna
out
have
of the way.
equipment, they're gonna
Yes.
have a lift, they're gonna
Yes,
have
the dumpster,
water.
yes.
I mean, it's probably just
Yep.
best that they don't have to work around people. coming in
Exactly,
and out of the
exactly.
building. So, anyway, that's all I have.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Public comment?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
time.
Lenny Kelsey, William Street. So, I was really interested in hearing about the update on Mohawk and Franklin Tech. So my comment was this: has there been any consideration by the Finance Committee and the select boards to explore creating a master campus someplace, merging Mohawk and Franklin Tech? And has it been considered, or is it such a ridiculous idea, I would be left out of the building? But it just seems that so much money is going to be spent, and there's the long-term future debt that taxpayers are looking at. Are there other options that would make more sense, even though they haven't been considered?
There are special rules for tech schools versus public schools that particular way. I brought that up, you know, if we could become Tech School West, I mean, jokingly, Mohawk Tech School West, it can't be done because there are different regulations. They can probably put a wood shop in or a couple little things, but they really can't do the things that the tech school does. That's all I know about it.
It'd be a great question for the school committee.
Yeah, it would be.
I'm terrified of them.
Or the tech school committee.
Well, I haven't been there yet.
There you go.
Thank you for your time.
And I can share with you Buckland's school committee rep for tech, which you could always reach out to him directly with that question.
Mhm. Yeah, you're the first person that I've heard mention that, so.
I was just trying to think outside of the box.
It's good thinking. It really is, because I've been thinking about it for years. Things that go there. We lost the wood shop, we lost the metal shop, we lost, they don't even have home economics now and cooking and, you know, things like that. And there used to be chicken coops outside for horticulture too. It's just, you know, they could still have those, but that's, you know.
Some of you in this room know I have a family relative who's involved in Mohawk and feels very passionate about Mohawk. And she felt from the beginning that the students leaving Mohawk was the management of Mohawk not keeping the technical part in the school. It was going to end up this way. So
Yeah.
she was a visionary. She saw it coming, but her voice is too small to make a difference.
Mm. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. We could just stay there until the end of the meeting.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good idea.
All right, announcements.
I wanna follow right there.
Announcements and upcoming meetings. We have a select board meeting July 14th at 5 p.m. and a special town meeting July 21st. We just approved the warrant at 6:30 p.m. and that will be here in the town hall, correct? Yes, thank you. Anything else? No, then I make a motion to close the meeting of June 23rd.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you and good night.
Thank you and good night. This is Jones signing off.
Has to come up with